Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this channel named Geeks for Geeks School. So today we are going to develop again a very amazing game. The name of the game is Space War Game, in which we are going to first define all the sprites on the window, and which this action of ours will be followed by some pretty good coding, which is going to help us in making the sprites move from here and there. And definitely, you this game you are going to like it a lot, and we have bifurcated this tutorial of this space war game into three different parts. So today we are going to shoot the first part, right? So the first thing that we need to do is we need to import the module which we the features of which we'll be using for creating this game. So the name of that module is, you guys know it very well, it's pygame. That is absolutely right. That's what we used in the previous lecture, in the previous game, right? Okay, so import pygame is a command which we can use for importing the pygame module. Now it's time for us to initiate it. How can we do that? It's a very simple command with the help of which we can initiate this package. So it is pygame.init. Now, after this, the next thing that we need to do is we need to create a window, right? In order to visualize our game, we need a window on which we can bring all the sprites, and our whole game can be visible to us. So window is a variable in which we are going to create, in which we are going to put that window that we'll be creating using the simple pygame dot display dot set underscore mode function. Now it's time for us to pass the dimensions of the window in the form of a tuple to this function. So we can have the dimension of we can have our 800 by 600 window, right? Let me now run this code and let's see what is going to happen. What are we going to get as an output? So we just saw black window, but it suddenly got closed automatically. Now why it happened? Because we have not defined any event yet, with the help of which we can control the timings, opening time and the closing time of the window. How can we define a event with the help of which we can do it? So we can have a variable like this. I have assigned it this value true, and it's time for us to define the main loop. So that's the one which is going to run again and again, again and again throughout till the time the game is on. Right. Okay. So while the value of running is equal to true, what should happen? So I'm using the same concept which I used in previous two games, if you remember. Right. Let's now define this for loop which we can use for checking the event which are going to take place during when the game will be in running mode. So for event in, what is the name of the function that we can use for getting the event? It's pygame dot event dot get. That is absolutely right. We can use this function, and for fetching the event which will take place at the time when the game will be in running mode. It's time for us to check whether the which key the user has pressed, or whether the user has clicked that close button which is there right on the top of the window or not. How can we do that? So if event dot type is equal to pygame dot quit, if the user has clicked that cross button, it means that this is the event which is going to take place. So if this event has taken place, then what should happen? At the very same moment, the value of this running variable should become false. Why we're making the value of this running variable false? It's because we don't want this loop to run anymore. We want the interpreter to come out of the loop, and we would like the game to get closed. So pygame dot quit we can put here. I think that is perfectly fine. Okay, let me now run this code and see what are we going to get as an output. So we are able to see a window over here. Right in the top, it's getting reflected pygame window. We have a small icon here. Then we have this closing window. We have this minimize button. So with the help of this, we can minimize it. But the moment we'll hit this close button, what will happen? That pygame dot quit event will take place and the window will get closed. The game is off now, right? Okay, now what's next? We can do, let me do one thing. The let's change the caption which is getting reflected over here. I don't want to see this pygame window. Okay, in place of this, let's have something like how about space war? I think that is a very good title. And then we can change this icon also over here. So I have already downloaded some what we call it images on my device, and let me show you where those images are at present. So you can find all your Python files like this. So you can search for your Python files in the C drive, then you'll find a user's name folder over there, and you can come inside this. There will be a folder named Dell or HP or whatever laptop you're using, or you'll find a folder with your own name. You'll have to come inside that, and then you'll find this app data. It's a hidden folder. You'll have to make it unhidden first, and then you can come inside this. Here you'll find a local named folder, come inside this, and come inside this programs named folder, come inside this Python, and here you'll find all the Python files. Now I have saved everything over here in this folder because my scripts, Python scripts are there. So because I don't want to face any kind of issue, while the game is in running mode. So that's the reason I am putting everything over here only in this Python named Python 38 by 32 named folder. Right now, let me just show you all the images which I have downloaded in this color game named folder. So these are the images which which I would be using. Okay, so this is the one which I would like to use, as an icon uh, for my game. So how shall I bring it on my gaming window? Now that's the question. So first of all, we'll have to find out the complete name of this image, and how to do that, we can simply visit the properties window, and here you will find the name as well as the extension of this image. So the complete name of this image is space.png. Right, it's time to go back on that Python code. Yeah, that's the one. So we are already done with defining this main loop. We are done with defining the code for getting the game window also. Let's do one thing. Let's first set the caption. Okay, so how can we change the caption, or how can we set the caption? So you know it very well if you have seen my previous tutorials. You would be knowing about this function named set caption, set underscore caption. And now you can pass that thing which you want to see getting reflected as a caption on your window, on your game window, over here inside these two double inverted commas. So I would like to see something like space war. I think that is a very cool name. Okay, let me now run this code and show you the output. So as you can see right now, it's space war which is getting reflected on the top as a caption on this window. It's time for us to change this icon because I am not finding it cool. We can have a new variable, let's say icon, and let's pass let's make use of this function image dot load. If you remember this function we generally use for loading the image. Am I right? Yeah, I am. So what is the name of this image? The name of this image is space dot png that I would like to use as an icon of my game. Right, now if I'll simply load this image on this in this variable icon, what will happen if I'll run this game? So right now you can see it's still that same icon is getting reflected which was there earlier, right? But it hasn't changed. How to change this icon? So the way we have this set caption function for setting the caption, in the same way we have one more function here with the help of which we can set the icon of our game. So that name of that function is set underscore icon, and we can pass the variable in which we have stored this image as a parameter. Let's build this game on Python, and as you can see, we are able to see this space bar getting reflected right on the top, and we have this icon also over here. I hope you are enjoying this game. Please do not forget to like and share this video and make it reach to the maximum students possible, so that they can also come and join this amazing videos which we are shooting on our channel. Thank you very much for doing that. Okay, now if I am building this game on Python, so what is happening? I'm getting a black window. I'm not liking this color black. When we change this color, the color of the window, yes, we have a function for that too. So what I am doing, I would like to use this function here. Let's make use of this window dot fill. So fill is the function you can use for filling the background with some color, and it's time for us to pass the color in the form of a tuple. So you know very well that each color is made up of three different layers, R, G and B, red, green and blue. So we are going to have three different values here. So if you want to see a red color window, you can assign 250. You can pass 250 for red and 0 comma 0 for red and for green and blue. Let's run this game and see what is going to happen. So we are still able to see this black color window. Why it hasn't changed? Because we have not updated the window. So what we can do, we can simply cut this code from here, and instead of putting it outside this main loop, we can put it inside this main loop, right? And how to continuously update the window? So there is a function named pygame dot display dot update. That's the function you can use for getting your window continuously updated. Fine. Now pygame.display.update needs to be put at the end, where this while loop is ending, but it should be inside the while loop. Remember this thing. It should be put inside the while loop and it should be at the end. Why? Because I would like, because each of these things which we have defined inside the while loop, we would like each of these things to get updated on regular basis. So that's the reason it is mandatory to put it at the end. If you want anything not to get updated, okay, so you can put it after this pygame.display.update, but definitely you would not be having any such thing, right? Okay, so we are getting a red color window now. So that's the way you can update the background of your gaming window. I hope it is clear to all of you. In case you have any issues, please put your queries in the chat box, in the comments below, so that I can check those comments and I can help you with all the possible solutions. Right. Thank you very much to all the students who are there with me right now. It really means a lot to me, and also the students who are done with liking and sharing the video. Thank you so very much for doing that. Okay, now we have two images here. This is an spaceship, and this is the one which we are going to bring on our window, and it is going to act as an enemy sprite. But it's time for us to bring this rocket sprite, which we are going to play the game with, right? Okay, just give me a short moment. Yeah. So is everything going fine? Yeah, everything is going fine. Where is that code? Yeah. So here we have defined this window. We are done with setting the caption. We are done with setting the icon of the window. And somewhere over here, I think we can, okay, after this point where we have set the icon, we can define this variable spaceship. It is your call what name you are giving your to your variable. I like these underscores, so that's the reason I generally use this for variable names and variable names. So that's the function with the help of which we can first load the image. Right now, where is that spaceship image? So that's the one, and let me just check out the complete name of this image. So we can again visit the properties section, and the complete name over here is given to us as rr.png, because .png is an extension of the file. That also we have to mention over here like this. Right, why am I able to execute it, and why am I able to get the output also? It's because I have this programming file in the same folder in which I have all the images, right? So that is the reason I am not getting any kind of error. Fine. Okay, so we are done with defining this space underscore ship variable here, in which we have saved this image. Okay, now how to get this spaceship reflecting, get it reflected? How can we get it reflected? How can we bring it on this red window over here? That's what we have to check out. So we'll have to first use two more variables so that we can define the location of the spaceship where we would like to see it. So I would like to see it at this point, spaceship y. So the x point should be 400 and y should be 500, right? Okay, now what else can we do? We can define a function. So as I've told you, I'm using the same concept that I used in the previous lecture, in the previous game. So spaceship, and here we can pass two variables as parameters to this function. It's time for us to bring the spaceship on the window. Now, what's the function using which we can bring the spaceship on the window? It's the block transfer function, which is also known as blit function. So we can use this for bringing the spaceship on our game window. So spaceship, and then we can pass the coordinates of the point where we would like to see this spaceship getting reflected. So that's the way we can uh, define a function, and we can use the function concept for getting the things on the gaming window. Now let's come down, and if I'll simply execute this code, I will not be able to get the spaceship here. Why? Because I haven't called this function yet inside this main loop, which is actually okay. I have got disconnected. Just give me a short moment. I am connecting back to this. What we call it, yeah, reconnection successful. I'll have to check whether okay, everything is fine, no problem. So what I was telling you, how we haven't called this display underscore spaceship inside this while loop yet. We'll have to call it inside this while loop if we want to get this spaceship on the gaming window. So how to call a function? What we can do, because it is a parameterized function and there are two parameters which we have to pass the value for. So what we can do, we can simply come down over here, and then we can write the name of this function, that is display ship. And now we have saved the values of the point, where we want to see the spaceship getting reflected in these two variables. This 400 by 500 is a value, is a point where we want to see the spaceship getting reflected. So we can simply pass these variables over here like this. Right, now it's time for us to run this code and check whether we'll be able to get the required output or not. Okay, wow, so the rocket is here. You're able to see the rocket here on this window. That is incredible. right? Okay, now it's time for us to close this window. And how can we control the movement of this spaceship? What I want is, if I press the right direction key, I want to see it going in the right direction. If I press the left direction key, I want to see it going in the left direction. Something like this I want to do. Now, how to do this? So what we can do, we are going to use the same concept that we use on Game Lab in code.org. Okay, if you have attended my lectures which I shooted on that code.org platform for Game Lab, definitely you must be knowing the concept. Or else, if you haven't seen those lectures, you have seen my previous lectures in which I have developed some games like this. So in that also made I made I use the same thing. I use the same concept for making this player move in this left and right direction. So I'll be using the same concept over here also. Just give me a short moment. Let me find that file which I was coding, which were, yeah, that's the file. Okay, so here what we can do, we can come down and let's define another variable which is going to hold for us the position of this spaceship. So variable, and let's make it pause. Okay, so initially it is zero point 0.3. So with what speed I would like to make the rocket move in along x-axis. So zero point 0.3 is the value which I have initialized it with. Now let's come down, and here this is a loop which is going to help us in checking the event which is going to take place at the time when the game is in running mode. Now here we can put this thing that if event dot type. Now if you want to move the player by pressing the left direction key in the left direction, so we'll have to first find that which key the user has pressed. So that's the way you can do it. So if event.type is pygame.keydown, if the user has pressed any of the keys, then that's the statement, that's the code which is going to help us in finding that out, whether the user has pressed any key or not. If he has pressed any key, then the next thing that we have to check is which key he has pressed. So if event dot key, if he has pressed the right direction key, event dot k underscore right, if he has pressed the right direction key, then what should happen? Then spaceship variable position should change by 5, right? It should get incremented by 5. Otherwise, if the user has pressed the left direction key, if he has pressed the left direction key, then what should happen? The position should again change by 5, but it should get decremented by 5. Right. Okay, once he is done with moving the player, he will release the key. Now the moment he releases the key, what should happen? That also we'll have to define the code for. So if now what we can do, we can check if event.type equal to, so here we have here we are checking the key down thing, and now here we'll be checking the key up thing. So if the moment the user will release the key, what should happen? So if again we can make use of, I think this whole code. So if event dot key is equal to k right, and we can put this also in this line only, right? We can make use of this or logical operator, and we can have this you know event dot key is equal to, I think I have made some mistake over here. Event dot key is equal to, here it should be pygame, not k underscore right, not event dot k underscore right, it should be pygame dot k right, and here also it should be pygame dot k left, because that's the one from which we can fetch this k right and k left thing, right? We don't have it in this event. It's a variable that we have defined over here. Similarly, we can copy this and we can put it over here, or we can simply copy this whole thing first and we can place it over here like this. And let's change this thing to left, right? We can change it to left and we don't need this anymore. It's time for us to set the spaceship variable position to 0. Absolutely right. Because you have seen, you have understood the logic. That's the reason you were able to tell me the correct value. Okay, let me now run this code and see whether it is going to give us the correct output. So it has given me an error. Why it is giving me this error? It's because I haven't put this colon at the end of this if control statement. Right, let's now run this code. Okay, I am not able to move this layer of mine. Why is it so? It's not moving. Is anything which I am missing, or I'll have to check this thing. I think spaceship x spaceship y is equal to 500, then variable position. Okay, this is perfectly fine. And then we have the spaceship variable position +5 -5. Okay, and if key will be up, so spaceship variable position is equal to 0. Okay, then we have this display spaceship and we are calling this function here. This is perfectly fine. Okay, the issue is we want the rocket to move along the x-axis, but that value we are controlling with the help of this variable over here. So if we want this rocket or this spaceship to move along the x-axis, if we press the right direction key, it should start moving in the right. If we press the left direction key, and it should start moving in the right direction. On pressing the right, it should move in the right, and pressing the left direction key, it should start moving in the left direction. So if we want something like this, we'll have to relate. We'll have to define some relation in between this variable over here, which is actually we have used for defining the x position of the spaceship, and with this variable in between these two variables, we'll have to define a relation, because that's the one we have used here in this loop, right? And the value of this is getting affected right now. So we can come down and sorry, we'll have to come here. Now it is fine. So we can simply relate these two things, the spaceship variable position, or let's say the spaceship x, right? And I would like it to get incremented by this. Okay, let me now check whether this concept is going to work or not. Why are we getting this error? Okay, I'll have to convert it into a tab. Yeah, now I think we'll get the required output. Yes, we are able to move it. See, we are able to move this rocket in both the direction. It is moving very fast. Let me just change this value to 1. I think that is going to give us a quite better output. Okay, so it is perfectly fine. Right. Now, when I'm starting the game, what is happening? I'm able to see it moving automatically itself in this right direction. I don't want that to happen. So how can I prevent that from happening? I can simply assign this this value 0, and now I think I'll get the required output. So it is stationary, and the moment I'll press the left direction key, I'm able to see it moving the left direction. It is moving the right direction. See how beautiful this animation kind of thing is looking. Right, so that's how you can control the movement of your player. It's very easy, just try it out. Okay, now the way we have defined the code for bringing the spaceship on our game window, in the same way we can define the code for bringing our alien also on our game window. So let's do that quickly. I would like to use the same code, so I am copying this whole thing and I'm putting it over here. We don't require this thing for now. Let's change it to alien. Okay, I'm changing this one also to alien. And this is also I'm changing to alien. It's time for us to find out the complete name of this enemy sprite. So it is ee.png. So that's what we can pass here as a parameter ee.png, and here we can have display underscore alien. Right, I think rest of the thing is going to remain the same. Alien ship it is, so we'll have to change it to alien ship. Rest everything over here in this function is going to remain the same. It's time for us to call the this function here so that we can see the alien on our window. So let's copy this and I'm putting it here just below this line of code, and I'm replacing it with alien. Here also we'll have to replace it with alien, and here also it should be alien. Okay, let me run this code and see what's gonna happen. We are able to see this aliens image also over here. Wow. Okay, but we don't want to see them, interacting with each other. I don't want to see it over this rock spaceship image. So how can I move it somewhere over here, right on the top? We can change the value of y, right? Now what happens, if you're working on a Python, so the origin of this window starts from here. So if you will go down, the value of y will increase if you are going like this. The value of x will increase if you are going like this. The value of x is going to decrease if you're moving towards the left side. If you're going upwards, the value of y will decrease. Remember this thing. So we'll have to change the value of y. Let me change this to 100. Let's see what are we going to get now. Okay, so we are able to see this alien over here. That is amazing. That's how we can create a window. We can change the window's color. We can change the caption. We can change the icon of our game. And also we can bring all our players on this game window. And that's the way we can, make it move in both the directions. So this is it for this lecture. Hope you guys enjoyed this coding part a lot. In case you have any issues, please put them down in the comment section. I am now visiting the comment section and would like to see if I have anything to answer over there. And thank you very much all the students who are there with me right now. We're going to continue this game tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to show the second part of this game. So please be there if you really liked this game and if you really want to become a game developer. Thank you very much for all the support and all the, kind of motivation you're providing me. That's it from my side in this lecture. I'm not able to see any kind of issues, any kind of queries in the comment section. So I'm ending this lecture now. In case you come across any issue while coding this game, please do let me know then and there so that I can, I'll be checking the comment section definitely whenever I'll get the time to do so, and I'll try to answer each and every query of yours. Fine. And in case you have any good idea in your mind, please do not forget to share it with me so that I can help you with the most amazing videos on those ideas or on those platforms you want to learn from. Thank you very much. God bless you all and have a great, great day ahead. Bye bye, everyone. I would like to see all of you there in tomorrow's lecture where we are going to shoot the second part of this game. Thank you very much. Bye bye.